Antithesis. Antithesis is when a clause or other part of a sentence is contradicting the other. Here, the contradicting expressions are not placed side by side. It also expresses a balance in two opposing ideas. Unlike oxymoron, where you have placing together of two contradicting words, under antithesis we have two contradicting words that are not placed directly beside each other. Examples are: to hear is human, to forgive is divine. You can see two contradicting words there, hear and forgive, and then we have human and divine. So there are two contradicting expressions. Then we have man proposes, God disposes. Proposes and disposes, they are contradicting, and then man and God too, they are not the same. So we are trying to weigh two expressions that are different from each other. Epigram. An epigram expresses short, witty sayings that express brief and memorable manner, that are expressed in brief and memorable manner. They also contain an express contradiction and a bit of satire. Examples, we have: all lawyers are liars, but not all liars are lawyers. You can see that it is a short, witty saying, and it is said in such a way that you have contradictions there too. We have: all lawyers are liars, but not all liars are lawyers. We are trying to say all lawyers are liars, but not all liars are lawyers. You can see the contradictions, playing on words and then trying as much as possible to make it short. So it expresses brief and memorable expressions that contain contradictions. In Synecdoche, the whole entity is made to represent a part, or a part is made to represent the whole. So it is either the whole representing the part, or a part of the whole representing the whole member of an organization or being, object, animal, and so on. Examples: we need more ants to finish the task. When we say we need more ants, our focus should be on ants there. Ants is referring to human beings, trying to bring up the idea of saying we need more laborers, we need more people to finish the task. So ants there is a part of the human body, and we have brought out the hand to represent the whole of the human being. So we have gate fee is $50 per head. Per head there is also a unit, a part of the body representing the whole. So we are saying head is a Synecdoche, trying to represent human being. All ants must be on desk. All ants must be on desk, just like the one we have in the first example. Ants there is made to represent the whole. Metonymy. Metonymy is used when an object that is closely related to someone is used to describe the person. So in occasions where you have expressions wherein an object or a term that is closely related to something or someone is used to describe the person or object, we refer to it as a metonymy. Examples: the occasion was graced by crowns. Our focus should be on crowns. When we say crowns, not just anybody wear crown. Crowns are worn by kings, queens, and other monarchs. So crown there represents queens and kings or some other monarchs. The other one says skirts and trousers attended our reunion program. So when we say skirts and trousers attended our reunion program, the attention should be on skirts and trousers. We mean both males and males attended our reunion programs. So skirts is representing the ladies, while trousers is representing the male counterpart. So we are using metonymy here because it is talking about an object that is closely related to someone or something to describe them. Antonomasia is when a proper name of an individual is made to qualify another person because they share certain qualities or they are identical. So when somebody's proper name is used for somebody else because the person possesses the qualities of the other, then we refer to it as an antonomasia. Examples: she is the Wole Soyinka of her time. Everybody knows Wole Soyinka to be a renowned author. Is a scholar in his field, in his areas of specialization. So we often refer to Wole Soyinka in the sphere of academic. So when we say she is the Wole Soyinka of her time, we are trying to talk about brilliancy. She's brilliant. She could be a writer as well. She could be very smart. She could be well known in her field of area of specialization. So when we are saying she is the Wole Soyinka of her time, we are trying to use the proper name of somebody for her because she takes after or have the qualities of Wole Soyinka. He is the Nigerian Ronaldo. When we say he is the Nigerian Ronaldo, Ronaldo is a footballer. Maybe he plays football as good as and is as good in it as Ronaldo. So we are trying to give the person the qualities of Ronaldo. When we have our African Michael Jackson, when we say our African Michael Jackson, we are giving the person the attributes of Michael Jackson. So antonomasia so far talks about giving individuals proper names of people because they share the same qualities or because they are identical with the person. Alliteration. In alliteration, same consonant sounds are repeated. They follow each other successively in expressions. Emphasis should be placed on the realization of such sounds, such consonant sound, as the physical representation, not to imply its pronunciation. We are saying here that when you see consonant sounds in expressions, you should pay more attention on the sound, on the pronunciation, and not on the physical representation, because at times the physical representation does not dictate or determine the pronunciation. For example, where we have K-N-I-F-E, K is actually physically present in the word, but it is not pronounced. It is pronounced as knife. So when we see that, we cannot refer to it as K. So if K is preceding the word, we cannot say it is an alliteration because K in knife is not pronounced. So emphasis should be placed on sounds, their pronunciations, rather than the physical representation. Examples: we have Peter Piper bought a peck of pickled pepper. Here you discover that P is repeated. Peter Piper bought a peck of pickled pepper. Then another one says bouncing baby boy. B is repeated. Bouncing baby boy. So that is alliteration, expressing repetition of consonant sounds. Assonance. Assonance is close to alliteration. It is the opposite of alliteration. It is the repetition of a vowel sound in an expression. Examples: we have the solitude which suits abstruser musings. You discover that in this expression, which is an excerpt from Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Frost at Midnight, you discover that the sound "u" is repeated all through the expression. Then on the other one, on a proud round cloud in white-eye night, how, which is a diphthong, is repeated in the first, in proud round cloud. Then we have he repeated in white-eye night. So these expressions, they review or portray assonance. Symbolism. Symbolism is used to create a picture in the minds of readers in order to convey meanings that go beyond the physical representation. Symbolism is very important in literature or expressions. At times, your expression can take the reader or the listener to another realm because they have symbols. For example, when you are reading a text and you start saying something like blood or knife, gun, and so on, without the writer talking about wars, definitely you notice, you conclude within your mind that there is war or something bloody. happening. So that is what we refer to as a symbolism. We have examples like black. When you see black in any write-up, black often symbolizes evil or death. Then another one is red, which will symbolize danger, love, romance, stop, even stop in traffic. So it depends on the context where the words are being used. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is the deliberate use of exaggeration to heighten the effect of an expression. So most times we discuss hyperbole to be extreme exaggeration, when you are exaggerating a feeling, a thought, and so on. You are using hyperbole. Examples: she is as big as an elephant. An human being can be as big as elephant. So when we say she's as big as elephant, we are exaggerating. We are trying to give the expression an effect. The whole world attended our wedding. When we say the whole world attended our wedding, it is not possible for the whole world to attend a wedding, but we are trying to say that the wedding was attended by many people. So exaggeration are set in to the expression, and so we call it hyperbole. And the last example we have is as tall as the World Trade Center. Nobody can be as tall as the World Trade Center, so it is expressing exaggeration. Irony expresses opinions that are usually different or opposite to what they represent in the real sense. So when we talk about irony, it is when we are referring to something in the opposite sense. You are trying to talk about something negative, but you are putting it in a positive manner. Examples like, I love your sandal. When you say I love your sandal and you've seen the sandal to be something bad, you are trying to mock the person by saying that, looking at a sandal that is spoiled, that is bad already, and you are telling the owner that you love the sandals. Indirectly, you are trying to mock the owner that the sandals are bad. He will, of course, win the election. He does not need any campaign. When you say that, you are trying to mock the person that